Hey everyone, this is Eric Silvermoon. Today for Silvermoon Wednesdays, I wanted to share with you guys my collection of tarot and oracle cards. So I have about, let me count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 15 decks that I actually use in rotation with my clients. And so I'll kind of go through them and kind of share with you um, just what they look like and very briefly go through what experience I get with them. Uh, the way that I kind of select a deck for a client is that I kind of sit down with the energy. I'm setting up the altar space where I'm going to do my reading, and I keep the client's name and their tribe in my mind, and I'm kind of picking the things that I feel are gonna help bring this reading together. And then the last thing I get is the actual deck. So I normally do this, as all of you know, I desensitize my hands. And I like to put my hands on all the decks that I have back there. And the one that makes my hand tingle the most, the one that I feel most guided to, I select. Sometimes while I'm sitting with the energy and I'm thinking of the the God, what's the word? The questions. There we go. The questions that they asked. I automatically know what deck I want to use to answer those questions. So it's pretty interesting. So I'm gonna have a little sip of coffee. So I'm gonna go through the decks that I have with you. Most of you know that I keep them in these really cool um, books, kind of looking like this, just this London. I really like the look of them when they're all just stacked up. I do like some of their original boxes that the decks come in, but I just tend to like these. Some of them, as you'll see, have the words up here so that I know which ones are which. But since these were newer decks that I got, I haven't had the time to, well, I haven't made the time to put them. So this is the Eric Dunes Tarot Illuminati deck. This has to be one of my favorite tarot cards because the cards, this is the Princess of Swords. Hopefully you can see it. It's absolutely beautiful, and I apologize that some of them are backwards, but I shuffle them. That's the Fool. I mean, they're just breathtaking scenes. The Nine of Swords. I mean, come on, you guys. That's fantastic. That's beautiful. One of my favorite, like this is the Princess of Wands, and I resonate with the Princess and Prince in tarot instead of the Page and Prince. Oh, here is the Prince of Cups. I mean, that is. Hopefully, you can see it good. I mean, I'm not doing justice to the details of this tarot. It's fantastic. Like the Nine of Wands. I mean, that guy's intense. He's definitely in some kind of stance, protecting what is his. It's fabulous. And so, and it has this really cool colors to it. Like everything is just in detail. Um, like this is the Nine of Pentacles. Fabulous. I really love this deck. I use this deck a lot when it comes to when I feel guided to use tarot. Well, you know what? No. I was gonna say this is my only tarot deck, but I have another one in there. But yeah, this one is my to-go-to deck. I'll show you one more of this deck. So it's the High Priestess. So it is gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So that was the Tarot Illuminati deck. It's not really going to be a review. Maybe for those that actually are interested in a specific one, feel free to comment, and maybe I could do an actual review about them and the reading types that I get. I'm just kind of sharing through the whole 15 of them. So this one here is the Mary, Queen of the Angels from Doreen Virtue. So this one here, and these are cool because there's so much room in here in these little books, and I got these at Michael, that depending on the deck, it fits the booklet and it fits the cards in them. So this one is a Doreen Virtue card, it has the beautiful Virgin Mary, and this is one of my matron goddesses as well. They have these beautiful silver, I'm sorry, gold. And the cards themselves are really beautiful. This one says blessings, and it says like a quote about blessings. Um, this one says Jesus, and it says something inspiring like, I pray for Jesus' help and guidance with the situation. And it took a lot of time for me to be able to look at an image of Jesus and see the word Jesus and not feel a resistance to it, because I do know that he is an ascended master, regardless of what, you know, associations to Christianity, stuff like that. Like I still feel like there is um, some kind of energy there, and we could actually call upon them. This one says be strong, and so it just has like these really cool old um, artwork that has angels in them, action, and it just kind of shows different things. So I tend to use this once in a while, which is funny because I tend to use this deck when it comes to mothers um, that have, you know, children, of course. This deck comes up, and so it's pretty interesting that that happens. And so that's this deck here. The other deck I have is my absolute favorite Doreen Virtue deck. I use this deck all the time. It is definitely has its wear on it, like all the silver is all rubbed off. This is the Indigo Angel deck by Doreen Virtue, and I believe well, it's actually I believe Charles Virtue. But the cards in here are just, this is the deck that I have gotten the most accurate readings. Like this is nature, this is pray, it's also angels, trust, shielding, share your wisdom. I mean, it's fabulous, divine timing, freedom. They're just fabulous. I get so much from these decks. Friendship, Mother Mary, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Release and relax. Self-reflection, this is beautiful. And I'm going through like a chunk, so that it's not how much there actually is in this deck. Think about it. This is really great. And then like you are special, and so it's all with this deck. It's all about self-care and shadow work. So if I get any questions that I feel this person is in need of doing some really inner work, this is the deck that I go for. The other one I have is my Fairy Oracle by Paulina Cassidy, and I have them all backwards. So the backings look like this. It just looks like a very pale, peachy tan color, and it has like these like little flowers and herbs kind of embossed in it. But the artwork is really pretty. This is beauty. You know, fairies for me, it really helps me with the inner child work, magic. I mean, it's so beautiful. I think the artwork reminds me of my childhood, so it really resonates with me with Paulina Cassidy. Wisdom, and then energy. And so they have like the fairy of wisdom, fairy energy. This is the fairy of communication. And so they're doing something where they are, you know, they're representing their name. So this is a fairy of spirit, which is really beautiful. And this is a fairy of creativity. And it has like a nice little saying, like this one says, allow your creative spark to work magic. And so that's really pretty. These are really great for like everyday affirmations, to just kind of pull a card from this deck and see what you need. This is strength. It's gorgeous. And it says strength is born from the will of the heart. And so I love this deck as well. And this one is Divine Guidance, and it is by Cheryl Lee Harnish. This as well, the golding on it is all scraped. I use this so much. I have 2 decks from Cheryl Lee Harnish, which I'll share with you. Fabulous decks. They're so intense. They're well, I'll show you. This is the backings of them, and then the fronts are these. This deck, this is the one deck which is the Divine Guidance deck. Does not have words. It just has numbers, and it has fractal images. And so it's really interesting to look at the fractals and kind of see what comes up. So for me, this is I just call it the shell card because it almost looks like a shell from like a snail or like a sea creature. So for me, this is all about, could be about protection. It could be about slowing down. It could be about, your home. I mean, it depends on the question, but this is a fantastic card. Here's another one with, this one is, I want to say this is, this has to do with ancestors or loved ones that have passed, that they are guiding you, and there are, angels in their own right, and they are protecting you. So this, I believe. So the number 20 here is just association with the order of the cards. But what's interesting with this is when I look at my Enduring Virtue Angel number book, I pull it up, and I want to say that every time it associates itself with the cards. So I find that very interesting. And this one here is, I want to say this is, I want to call this opening because it's almost like the veils are opening, and you're able to look into either somewhere that we normally can't, like in the spirit world, the astral world. So these are great. This one is the yin yang, so it's about balance. You can see the yin yang card there, or symbol there. This one here is, I believe, about guides, and so it almost looks like an ascended master or like a Buddha in that fractal image. And so they're pretty intense cards. This is 19. I don't remember what this one's name is, but it reminds me to look at the details of things. It almost looks like a microscopic scene, and so it almost reminds me to, what are we missing? Let's take a deeper look. Let's kind of really dive into this. This is really great. It's the Om card. It just screams throat chakra. It just screams the vibrations of your throat. And so this is a great card when you're complicating, what's blocking you in this area. What are you not saying? What are you holding yourself back from saying? Stuff like that. So that's a great card. So that's that deck. It's fantastic. The other one I have, Energy Oracle card. This is a newer deck. The only thing I don't like about this deck is that I'm not a big fan of super photoshopped images on the deck. I don't like where it looks like, there's one body, but then they Photoshop someone's head on it. It really distracts me. And then these stick to each other a lot, so it's really hard when you're shuffling them. So I've been just playing with them just to get that feeling out of them because they are newer. But the backings are beautiful. It has this cool little energy spiral. And the cards themselves are beautiful. So some of the images are really great. Some of them are a little weird. But this one's a woman holding a heart, which is beautiful. This is financial constraints. So you can see there's like a door or a cabinet with nothing in it. This is, let me see if I can see it. Door to romance. This is gorgeous. This is why I bought this deck, because it features Archangel. So this is Archangel Uriel. It says 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel. And Uriel for me is always associated with like a male figure, but seeing it in a female form is absolutely breathtaking. So that's the only reason I wanted this deck, because it featured a couple of the archangels. Like this one is 3rd chakra, Archangel Shamuel, which is fabulous. And this one here is the World, and this is Oracle. This is Attachment, Angel of Strength, and then Broken Heart. I mean, it has some really interesting images. So I've hopefully the more that and it's just like a really thick cardstock. It doesn't have like that nice shimmering to it. This is one that I tend to use, but I want to use more just to get that shuffle feel to it because they kind of stick to each other. But that was Energy Oracle. I apologize that I'm not going to know some of them, the person that made them, but I just know their names of the decks. This one here is the Ascended Master decks by Doreen Virtue, which is one of my favorites. It has just so much wisdom in it. So this is the backing. It has a picture of Archangel Michael. And in the front, they're just different Ascended Masters, which are either could be Ascended Masters usually is someone that actually lived in a human form that ascended up. And so they're great teachers like Buddha, Kuan Yin, Jesus in this picture, which I absolutely love. It has all the animals surrounding him. He's holding a little baby lamb. It's so cute. This one's Trust, and it's Vishnu. And then this one's Right, and it's Troth. Troth? Someone will correct me below. This is Spirit Law of Attraction, and it's what is it? Melchizedek. I hope I said that right. And this one is Focus Upon Your Strengths, and it's Apollo. So it's different people. Follow Your Heart, St. Francis. Just go through it very quickly. Priorities, King Solomon. And Let It Go, Kuan Yin. It's beautiful. And so that's the Ascended Master deck in a nutshell. And so I really like, I'm a huge fan of Doreen Virtue. Some of the decks are a little weird when it comes to like that Photoshop. And there's one deck that I'll show you that I have that I don't tend to use that often. This is daily guidance from your angels. And it's beautiful. This is also has been, all the gold has almost already come off. Like at the edges, it's all worn off. The backings are beautiful. It's an angel of abundance, and she's just giving you all these coins. It's beautiful. And the fronts are like a two-split. So the top picture is the image, and then the bottom it says what it is. Like so, this one says acceptance, and it says see yourself and others through the eyes of the angels, with unconditional love and acceptance. In this way, you inspire and lift everyone to their highest potential. So it has great messages. This one is Wedding, and it has a picture of someone getting wedding and a message about it. This one says, what do you desire? And it has a great message. This one is Cleanse and Detoxify, which is amazing. One of my favorite cards actually is this one. And then we have Go For It. I love this one because it reminds me of Stevie Nicks. Just let me see if you can see a little bit of it. But it's just like someone riding in on a unicorn looking like a gypsy. Fabulous. Focus on service, life purpose, fresh air, child, Cupid. I mean, they're really great cards. I think normally this deck, since I feel like there's such an abundance energy to this, I use this for like either readings of some kind of abundance as well, because or something that we're lacking. This deck, I feel like it's really great. So I'll put that over there. And that's also from Doreen Virtue. This one is a gift that my beautiful friend, my goddess sister Crystal Starshine sent me. It's the Fairy Oracle deck. And so the backs of them are really cool. They look like little goblins and fairies and different kind of creatures. It's a pretty good cardstock. The pictures are really gorgeous. They're very great artwork. The names are really hard. Okay, so this was a little bit difficult to sit down with the client and actually read because there's so much going on that it's just sometimes I feel like I'm distracted a lot because just there's so much going on, and then the names really don't do anything. Like this one says Sylvanius, and it says number 34, and you really need to really sit with it and see what comes through because there's so much happening. This is Indy or Jindy, and it just has this little thing holding two crystals which represent balance. This is Greedo the Slow. And so it's just someone like in the ivy. This is, I believe it says honesty. But it's like interesting art. It almost has like an alien ascended kind of quality to them. This is She of the Craw. I can't pronounce it. But it just looks like some kind of alien form with the different star systems coming down. So it's really interesting. This is something of the waters. I'm not even gonna bother pronouncing. But I mean, it's very sexual. I mean, there's women that are full frontal breasts, everything. Um, it does have a sexual kind of quality, and I just dropped them. This is Gloomiest Loom, which is pretty interesting. So that's kind of the feel of it. They're not your typical kind of fairy that you see every day. It's more of like the folklore of the Fae. This is a really great one. This is another one. So it just has these kind of like images that I kind of grew up with. Well, here it is. This is another one. So it has some cool images. And let me pick up the ones I dropped. And it's actually cool because I was looking for this card and I dropped it. It's the Dark Lady. So this one for me was absolutely breathtaking. Um, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. So all you Morgan, Hecate, I mean, this is gorgeous. So that's that deck. And the other one I have is the Archangel Tarot. So this one is the one I was talking to you about. And this one my dear friend, goddess sister, Shakti gave me from During Virtue. So this one has the different, like it has like Archangel little flags here. And this one's the one where I don't tend to use too much because of the Photoshop quality. It looks like they got their friends and photoshopped their faces in them, so that it looks a little different, and it kind of distracts me because there's images of Doreen Virtue riding a horse. A couple friends that are in Hay House. It's almost like they got people from Hay House and they put them in here. Like it has Ace of Gabriel, so it's like an Archangel tarot deck. But it has like King of Michael and some of the faces I recognize from Hay House. So it's kind of distracting. Divine Guidance, and it has a little message here. Um, Eight of Gabriel. I haven't really played, so I can't really give you an honest feedback. But the whole Photoshop really kind of pushed me away. This is Nine of Michaels. It looks like Justin Bieber. Six of Gabriel. I don't know if you can see, but the images of Charles Virtue, and it's a little awkward, and so I tend not to use it. So peace. It's an interesting deck, but this one is also hasn't been used a lot just because of that. Like I really need to connect with the deck fully to be able to use it for clients, because any little distraction I think will take away from the reading. Okay, this one is Return to Spirit. I absolutely highly recommend this deck by Shirley Harnish. This is another image with the fractal art. So this is the backs of them. It has this really nice gold to it, and it's fractal images. But this one, she actually, instead of just the number, she wrote something. So this says recognition, and you kind of look at it, and the images always seem to change for me. This is amazing mediumship. Isn't that gorgeous? I just, gosh, I love this one. Shifting, simplicity, union. Like it really allows you to be creative. Intuition, celestial, divinity. And from here, like if you look at it, it almost looks like there's a woman in the center, and she opens something divine, and it's just kind of radiating and blowing out of just this divine energy. It almost looks like her hair from here is just blowing from all this divine massive energy. But when I look at it, it just looks like a fractal image. Like it doesn't look too much like a human anymore, but from far away it looks like that. So that's cool. Frequency shifts. There's just some great images. Violet flame, prayers, gifted. It has feline, which does kind of look like a cat. I mean, it has some great images, and I highly recommend this one. So I only have 4 more to go over. The Archangel Oracle deck, I absolutely love as well. This one is from During Virtue, and it has the kind of similar During Virtue kind of backs to them. And this one has the beautiful different archangels. And so this is an oracle card, so it's moon cycles, and it has a beautiful angel, and it says Archangel Haniel, and it says, notice how the moon affects your energy and manifests and capitalize upon these cycles. So it has different images of the archangels and messages. Like this one says Indigo and Crystal Children, life review, outdoors, breathe, and this is nature, and it has some really interesting, like this one here is counselor. It's really great. I do like this deck. I've noticed that with the Doreen Virtue decks, they all have a very gentle, very sweet approach to the imagery. It's not very offensive. It's not very, it doesn't make you like jump out of it. It just looks like, an art kind of. Some of them have like this crayon, colored pencil kind of feel, like an artist art to it. So it's not too bad. Oh, this is my deck, which you guys are already used to, so I won't bother showing you guys. You guys are over that deck, which I hope you're not. And this is the Messenger Oracle deck, which I absolutely love for many reasons. This is the backing of it. This is the Messenger Oracle deck, and the cards themselves are great images. I mean, this one here is the Know You Belong. This one here, which I tend to shuffle them, is Focus and Then Act. I mean, isn't that gorgeous? That black horse with that kind of kick-ass power woman. Nourish Your Soul. I mean, that is just fantastic. Have Courage. Beautiful. Surrender to the Flow. This is one of my favorite ones. Why fight the current? Just go with it. This is just amazing. Let the Emotions Flow. It's beautiful. Another one, Embrace the Dark. Let Go of the Old. It's just beautiful. Know Your Power. So that's gorgeous. Trust in Magic. Let two become one. It almost has like the goddess and god, or the king fairy, the queen fairy. It's beautiful. So this deck I highly recommend. I think the online reviews or the online pictures, it doesn't do justice, but I highly recommend it. It's just beautiful. So this is the next one is the Angel Tarot. This is the one that I used with my Doreen Virtue certification course. I use it for absolutely everything. If I have to pick one, even out of all these to take with me to do a client reading, it's going to be this deck here, the Angel Tarot. It is absolutely amazing. I can't tell you how many accurate readings I've had from this deck. It's beautiful. And it has this interesting, so it's so big. It's a huge, huge deck. Like, I have big hands and I struggle sometimes shuffling it. But it has like the Knight of Waters, and it lets you know like what that kind of represents. And it has, the Knight of Waters means, it could mean emotional, romantic, enthusiastic, contemplative, and those are characteristics of like a person. And at the bottom it says falling in love or wedding proposal, the need to balance emotions, and an invitation to a social event. So this one here, I highly recommend for those that are interested in a tarot deck and are not really familiar with stuff. Even though that's not the iconic kind of tarot decks that you're used to, but it's still a fantastic one to start with, because it gives you the messages in here that kind of breaks it down. This is the star, which says Archangel Jophiel. It means happy times, make positive, optimistic, long-term plans on the right path. So this is gorgeous. The wheel, Archangel Michael. A time of positive change, a situation suddenly moves forward, fortune is on your side. So It has some great Queen of Fire, the Dreamer, the Six of Waters, and this one is about mermaids and dolphins. What I do like about this is that Doreen took the Five of Fire, the hard images or meanings from like the ones that usually scare people, like the devil, the tower, the Nine of Swords, and she really changed them to be a little bit more gentle. This is Nine of Waters. To be a little bit more gentle in the approach and the imagery, so it doesn't really stand off too much. The Hermit, Seven of Air, which is great, and a lot of unicorns. So for the water, it's cups. For fire, it's what's cups. Let me see. For the water is mermaids, dolphins, and the cups, and they're in water, of course. And then for the fire, it's usually dragons, and then fire and a wand. For the swords, it's actually unicorns, and it's all about the movement of them. And so I found that really interesting. And then earth, I believe it's mostly more of the fairy kind of folk, and there is some coins. So like this is the Four of Earth, and they're always in some kind of wooded area. The Empress. And so I absolutely recommend this deck. It's great. But yeah, those are the 15 decks that I have right now. I tend not to purchase too much, unless I really feel guided to. Right now, I'm currently doing my own decks, as many of you know, so it kind of took away from me wanting to purchase decks, because I figure it's like, well, I could just kind of create my own, which I tend to want to do now. So the tarot deck that I'm doing right now, it's taking a lot more time because there's more detail into all the work. And so I'm super excited that someday soon, I would hope in this year, that I will be able to hold that deck, and then just kind of see it completed. So that was all 15 of my tarot deck, and I believe it's about 30 minutes, so I'm going to end it now. And I appreciate you guys watching today. Thank you so much. Blessed be.